The subject that I wanted to talk to you about this morning is one that most people probably would rather not think about, much less talk about, and that is about aging, getting older. And I know that it's not everybody out there that is my audience for this message, but I still think it's important. And it is relevant. The World Health Organization has recently predicted that by the year 2030, 1 out of 6 people on the planet will be the age 60 or older. And they go on to predict that by the year 2050, that number will have doubled. Now, 1 in 6, that's about 1.3 billion people. And to give this a little bit of perspective, if you consider the total population of North America and South America, that population is about 1.2 billion. And that's a pretty large retirement community. And in a recent article in Broadview magazine, they referred to this trend, this aging trend, as the gray tsunami. And it could, I'm not going to say it is because I don't know, but given the present state of our healthcare resources and our institutional care resources, this could overwhelm those resources completely. So it seemed to me, when thinking about this, that maybe the best way to deal with this is to try and get very good at getting old. And that means looking after yourself. And I have been associated with an organization called Ottawa West Community Support for a number of years. Prior to that, I didn't have much interest in this subject. Quite frankly, I ignored it totally. And as far as I was concerned, it didn't apply to me and never would, or at least not until I was ready. But state of mind is one thing, state of body is something else again. And it was the latter that was saying to me, yeah, I think I'm part of that demographic. The Ottawa West provides the kinds of resources that you need to get good at getting old, to try to look after yourself, to try and maintain your independence so that you can live in your own home safely and reasonably without having to resort to institutional resources. Seems to me that should be the focus. Everybody, well, not everybody, seniors certainly know that aging is mostly about the effects of physical limitations. But that's not all. It's also about how you look at it. My mother lived to the age of 87, and but for an unfortunate fall and a broken hip, she probably would have been marching quite gingerly into her 90s. She spent the last few years of her life in a retirement community in Brockville. It was a nice place, we thought. It was comfortable. And we would visit, and she would be, excuse me, she would be complaining about it. And we couldn't figure that out. And so we asked her, why are you so unhappy? This seems to be a nice place. And she said, yeah, that's true, but there's nothing but old people here. And she said, I can't find anybody to play bridge. I want to go shopping, and I can't find anybody who wants to go shopping. So aging is not something she could deal with, but she didn't have to think old, and she didn't. The physical limitations that seniors endure are well known to those of us in that category. You think about the shopping list, the chores list that you used to have on a Saturday. It might have had 6 or 7 items on it, and you'd get through them all quite easily, and maybe, not even stop for lunch that day. Now, your list may have 2 items on it, and you're lucky if you can get to number 2. And you might even stop for lunch and rest on occasion. Snow shoveling may be a real problem for you. Meal preparation could be a serious challenge, especially if you're arthritic. Housekeeping, that's hard work, and I know because, believe it or not, I've done some. And, getting down on the floor and getting back up again, these are challenges. Personal care, looking after yourself can be a challenge. Ottawa West has the resources to help with all of those things, to help you to overcome those limitations that otherwise might too soon require you to go into long-term care. There is another element of aging that is very important. It's been addressed in the media not so long ago. It's loneliness that aging people feel. Now, some live alone, not all, but even if you don't live alone, loneliness can still haunt you. Having a personal care worker or a homemaker from Ottawa West coming into the home provides that engagement. It's very healthy for you. It's actually necessary for you. And those are resources that are available at a reasonable cost, and if money is a problem, they are subsidized quite significantly. There is another category that Ottawa West provides, and they call it assisted living services. That name itself doesn't describe what it's about. This is a program that's well funded by government. It is intended to help high-risk seniors, those who are frequent users of emergency and hospital services, those who have had to go into hospital and need to get home safely. We provide transportation for that. And most importantly, when they come back from hospital and they're at home recovering, they need monitoring and assistance, and we provide that. The monitoring actually is 24/7, and it's an emergency service, and we're always in touch. Ottawa West is one of several such organizations in Ottawa. There are about 10, I think, in all. Each has roughly its own geographic territory. They all provide this kind of frontline resource. And those services, whether it be Ottawa West or another organization, they're frontline resources. They're good given our overburdened system. And finally, we're getting attention from government, and these services are well funded. This has not been an uplifting topic for a nice Sunday morning. So I'll close with a little bit of, on a lighter note, and I'll say that getting old isn't all bad. You can still be frivolous and silly as much as you want. You're just going to be slower at it. Thank you.